This is from 2 Kings 6, 1-14. In the previous passage, we looked at the healing of Naaman and the curse of Gehazi. Today's passage has two simple stories. First, one of Elisha's disciples were cutting down a tree, but his axe fell into the water. Elisha then helped him retrieve it. The second story is about the battle between Aram and Israel. The king of Aram tried to set secret traps to attack Israel, but each time Elisha told the king of Israel about the plans, so they avoided them. Finally, the king of Aram decided to capture Elisha. The theme of today's passage is God's detailed control. Even in the small matters, God intervened not only in the big events, but also in the small ones, showing His care. This is why we should trust Him. However, this doesn't mean we should ask God about every tiny decision in our lives. Walking with God means trusting His plan and seeking His will, not being overly anxious and asking for guidance on every small detail out of fear. Today's passage can be divided into two parts. First, the disciple who lost the iron axe. And second, the war between Aram and Israel. Let's start with the first part, which is the story of the lost axe. In verse 1-7, I will summarize in 5 sentences. First, the group of prophets told Elisha that the place where they were meeting was too small. So they asked for the permission to go to Jordan River to build a larger place. Second, Elisha gave them permission, and one of the prophets asked Elisha to come with them. So Elisha agreed. Third, as one of the prophets was cutting down a tree, his iron axe head fell into the water, and he was distressed because it was borrowed. Fourth, Elisha asked where it fell, and when he was shown the place, he cut a stick, threw into the water, and the iron axe head floated. In the last, Elisha told the prophet to pick it up, and the prophet retrieved the axe head. In this passage, throwing the stick wasn't a magical act. It was an act of obedience to God. And second part is about the war between Aram and Israel. I will also summarize in 5 sentences. Verse 8-14. First, the king of Aram was at war with Israel and made a secret plan to set up his camp in certain places. Second, Elisha sent a message to the king of Israel, warning him not to go near those places because Aram's army was there. Third, the king of Israel repeatedly avoided a place where the Arameans set ambushes, thanks to Elisha's warning. Fourth, the king of Aram became very upset and asked his officers which one of them was betraying him to the king of Israel. The last, one of his officers told him that Elisha, the prophet in Israel, was the one telling the king of Israel everything, even the words spoken in the king's bedroom. So the king sent his army to capture Elisha in Dothan. Today's passage is like about 2 events. The first is about the disciples who lost his axe. Elisha helped him get it back. The second event is about how Elisha warned the king of Israel about the enemy's plan during the war, so they avoided danger each time. God is involved in both small things, like finding a lost axe, and big things, like protecting Israel in battle. What makes God so great is that He cares about both the little and big things in our lives. So, does this mean we need to ask God about every single decision we make and wait for an answer? No. The most important thing is to trust God. It's not about always asking because we are scared, but about trusting that He is with us and He will take care of us, both big and small situation. Let's trust God today, knowing He is always with us and believe that He cares for every detail of our lives. Amen.